Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Foraging Edible Plants in UK. If you are finding these episodes useful, please do subscribe, click on the bell to get all the notifications of our new videos, and like this video for me. Stinging nettles have lots of medicinal properties, tons of them. I will explain them more detail when we get back home and we research it in our books. I'm going to be wearing gloves to collect them. Some people actually collect them without gloves, and I'm going to show you the technique to collect them with or without gloves. So what we're going to do is with these two fingers, going to hold from the top of the leaves. The top of the leaves are not stingy. What is stingy is more the bottom, and we're going to fold them like so, and take it. We only want the top of the plant because the bottom of the plant is less nice. It's harder and tougher. So I stuck myself through the gloves. You need to make sure you're having very thick gloves. Some people get used to it, get used to the stinginess. At the beginning of the season they get the stinging hands, but then at the end of the season they are just like leather hands. But you need to just find a little bit of cleavers or sticky grass and rub it like this if you sting yourself, and the juice will stop you from hurting. It will make your hand green, but it's okay. That juice is what it stops you from stinging. The good thing of coming to the woods to get some stinging nettles is that you know there is not been like lots of contamination and pollution around there. We're back home, and as promised, we're going to be finding some information about the stinging nettles and its medicinal properties. We will also decide what to cook with it, and I will give you 3 ideas to do at home. I have to show you my new acquisition. I'm very excited about this book. Ta-da! Now, my friend Marianne recommended this book, and I already am doing a course of rubbing hard for foraging in spring, and I decided to order the hard copy of Edible and Medicinal Wild Plants of Britain and Ireland. It's a book without pictures, but you get a online images that you can download in his webpage. It's called Eat Wits, of all the plants that are in the book. I really like it. I'm very excited about it. So we're going to find out what it says here about stinging nettles in this other book and in this other book. I don't think we're going to need the laptop today at all. Maybe to get some ideas for recipes. Fabulous. So I have all the information that I need. Let's start with Robin, and with a paragraph that he selected from the Scottish poet Thomas Campbell, who said, "In Scotland, I have eaten nettles. I have slept in nettle sheets. I have dined off a nettle tablecloth. The young and tender nettle is an excellent pot herb. The stalks of the old nettle are as good as flax for making cloth." Why they wanted to start with this? Because I just want to make a point, and since long time ago, nettle have been used for so many different things. It's been used to create compost, to make a very rich compost for the green gardens. It's used to create cordage, used to create cloth, but it's also used in medicine. It's also used to feed the animals. It's think that if you feed your chicken or your cow's nettle, they will give better milk and produce more eggs. So it's a very, very useful plant. We kind of have forgotten about it a little bit. So I thought it was important to make a point about it. Now, the nutritional profile is quite impressive as well. It's full of vitamins A and C and some vitamins B. It contains high levels of potassium, calcium, and also iron, magnesium, and copper, which is interesting. Here online I have found that nettle is used to improve heart action, for headaches, and for any internal bleeding. It is said to be extremely beneficial for the kidneys, being useful in expelling gravel from the bladder and dissolving kidney stones. It's a powerful blood purifier that drives out toxins and metabolic waste by stimulating the kidneys to excrete more water. In other ways, it is a diuretic with a very strong property of blood purifying. In my healing book, they recommend it especially for skin conditions like eczema and psoriasis. And they say to make a tea with it, to make a decoction. Now, if you remember, decoction is when you actually boil the plant and then let it rest and then drain it. Not just put the hot water in the plant. You need to boil it. And to drink it with honey. And in my foraging book, it tells about how to only collect the top 15 centimeters. As you saw in the video, I was collecting only the top of the plant because the older leaves can have a bitter taste and some laxative properties. They recommend to use it to make a soup, and they say that you have to boil them before eating, obviously, to get rid of the stinging needles. They also say that it is very delicious on toast, and like for breakfast, on toast with a poached egg. Like you will cook the spinach, but with nettles. Okay, so decisions. I am going to make a Spanish omelette, which is basically, it's called a tortilla, and it's an omelette with lots of potato in it, and I'm going to add the stinging nettles to that omelette. I would like to drink a tea, because I haven't had a forage tea in a while, and I would like to try nettle tea. I have been thinking about it for a while, so yes, that is a must. And I saw the other day in Facebook, someone made Nettle Crisps with the leaves of the nettle. Now, I was very curious about it, so we're going to try that as well. And those are the 3 recipes that are going to go in the video. I found a recipe for gnocchi, which looks very cool as well. I will try that on a different day. So I'm going to make more wild garlic pesto. Collect some wild garlic today. And a different day I'm going to make stinging nettles gnocchi with garlic pesto. But let's get cooking. First of all, let's move to the kitchen. The first thing we're going to do, like with everything, is washing it. And I'm going to be wearing my gloves to do this, to not get all stung. But remember, if you get stung, it's okay. Just go and grab some clippers and make some cleaver juice. And that's it. Here I have my potatoes and onion frying for my tortilla. And in this pot, I am going to boil the nettles. In there, I'm not touching them. The good thing of doing it like this is that I'm going to use the nettle in the tortilla, and I will have already the water for my tea. So I'm bringing it to the boil and let it boil for a couple of minutes. I have now turned it off and letting it rest. Okay, now I'm going to drain it and keep the water for tea. It's a very beautiful green color. Now to make the tortilla, you need to mix whisk egg with the potatoes that have been cooked in oil. And add the stinging nettles. Pinch of salt. mix it all well. I'm in my stall. I cooked tortilla on a stall. Just sitting down now, having a cup of Nettle Tea. Cheers! It tastes delicious, a bit like green tea. Very nice. I have mine with dandelion honey. If you want to learn how to make dandelion honey, don't forget to check my chapter on dandelions. And now our last recipe of nettle crisps. First I'm washing the nettles and I'm going to dry them and season them. You can cook them in two ways. You can fry them, deep fry them, or you can make them in the oven. I'm going to choose to make them in the oven this time. Let's get cooking. I have here a good bunch of young nettle leaves. I'm going to put them in a tablecloth. Make sure your tablecloth is nice and clean and dry them well. And in this bowl we're going to put the nettles. Careful, they are still stingy. A couple of spoons of oil. A teaspoon of salt. And pepper. And mix it all well. And finally we are putting it in an oven tray and spreading them around. My crisps have been in the oven for 4 minutes and they are fully cooked. Let's try it. They are very crispy and nice. And I thought I will have them while I work with a beer. This is a Wainwright beer, very appropriate for our channel. For whoever doesn't know it, Wainwright, he was a British fell walker and he wrote lots of guidebooks about the English fells. He also illustrated them, made very nice illustrations on them. So I thought it was very appropriate for our channel. Have a Wainwright beer while eating my Nettle Crisps and working on my laptop. I really hope you enjoy this video. I certainly enjoy learning about the nettles. They weren't a plant I was particularly keen because I have no really good experiences with nettles in the past, especially as a child. But actually, I have a complete change of heart about nettles. They are delicious. I really enjoy them eating them in the tortilla. They have like a sort of a spinachy type of texture and flavor. The tea is delicious. It was a bit like green tea. And the crisps are very interesting. They're kind of kale crisps, but different. The marvelous thing about nettles is that they are free. They are everywhere and they are very rich in vitamins and nutrition. So next time you go for a walk, don't forget to grab a pair of gardening gloves and collect some nettles. Give them a go. They are really worth it. If you enjoy this channel, please give me a like and come back to visit again. Cheers!